Yo, what's good? It's Skano from the gutter. I want to speak about karma, and I know personally all about karma. How carrying myself a certain way, a certain type of energy, a certain lifestyle, and a certain mentality. Everything plays into that, right? My spiritual vibe was just off, and it cost me. So not even a month ago, I was close to rock bottom. If not rock bottom. Uh, like I said, my attitude, the negative energy, the different issues that I'm internally battling with, I took that with me to work. I encounter with a coworker, from HR, actually QC, but woo woo, you know, flashed out, lost my job. Now, I quickly started eating through my savings. I'm looking for another job. Uh, just couldn't, nothing, you know what I'm saying, uh, was panning out. And I'm stressed out, and I realized, see, you have to realize your own flaws, so slap in the face, it humbled me, so I'm trying to figure out long story short, man, I mean, lost my place, everything. Because like I said, ate through my savings, you know, money going out, got plenty of bills, money going out, nothing coming in. I start thinking about getting back into my old bag, as far as hustling. I'll leave it at that, and it's like I dug a hole, but I did it to myself. And it finally caught up to me, man. You know what I'm saying? Karma is real. And it was at that moment where I had to completely and utterly humble myself. And I prayed to God, man, as usual. And I speak for myself, when things start to fall apart, because I was a person that, like I said, no family really. Um, I did it all on my own. This is my mindset. I don't need nobody, you know. I don't have anybody. I don't need anybody. I've done it on my own. Woo woo. And I realized I didn't have any answers. So I prayed, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. And I promise God, help me figure a way out of this mess. And I'll never go back to the mindset, the vibe. Like I said, man, just a negative energy that I was, permeating. And I said, it's over. It's done. You know. And didn't he work it out? So, I ended up coming back home to Cleveland. And like I said, no family. I've maintained no family connections outside of my kids. And my mother, we do have we do have a relationship, but I had to totally humble myself. And fast forward to now, things starting to fall into place. Found, what I'm saying, another job. And found a place. But I promised that, I would never put myself in that position again. All this to say, man, a lot of people don't really believe in karma, and much less believe in, the power of prayer. But I'm telling you, he worked it out. He opened the doors. I had to make the moves, but he opened the doors. I had no line on a job. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here putting in resumes everywhere. I got some called low level jobs, but I'm talking about something that I need, $14, $15, and that's not shade nobody, man. I'm just saying for my situation, that ain't gonna cut it. And I ran into an old friend that I, knew from back in the day. Got me in at a place where he at. Found a place, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I believe in the power of prayer. That is proof, you know what I'm saying? It's not just some mystic thing that a lot of people voted for Trump because, and y'all got to be real with yourself, out of pure spite and racism. You know what I'm saying? Y'all thought that, having this dude in office was best for y'all. To hell with everybody else in this country. Actually, y'all wanted to see others down bad. Black folks, you know, immigrants, Latino, whether it be Latino or whatever, you know. Lo and behold, though, the way things playing out, they cutting SNAP benefits now. Y'all heard that, obviously, it's been all on the internet as far as, starting next month, no more SNAP benefits. I saw a lot of videos, man. People clowning black folks, because there was a few black folks getting online, spazzing out, whether or not it was parody, or whether, I believe in some cases, genuine. And, he and ha, look at these black folks. Y'all, lo and behold, though, see, things always come full circle. It's a lot of white folks, MAGA members, people that voted Trump, that's out here hurting. They pulling their hair out, banging their head against the wall, Now they saying they wish they never voted for Trump. See, why they do all these number crunch talking about per capita? That's one of the, per capita, as far as the amount of people that receive, government assistance, and they always like to make it seem like black folks is the main people, if not the only people in this country receiving, government assistance, Medicare, SNAP, whatever. But as it turns out, and if you really chop up the numbers, and it's always been this way, there are far more white people that receive welfare, government assistance than all the other races combined, actually. It's white people. 76% of people on welfare, or SNAP or whatever they call it now, are white people. Actually, I believe black folks are the least. You know what I'm saying? When they do the actual real numbers. So, like I said, man, karma is so this is what racism is expensive. And I don't just mean economically. I'm saying all the way around, man. That karma come back to you. And this country is not going to last the way it is. The way it was founded, in hatred, bigotry, marginalizing, all other races to prop up the white race. And fed y'all this lie, this illusion, that y'all had a leg up on everybody else when y'all actually all enslaved to the same damn system that everyone else is. But see, things starting to come full circle. You know what I'm saying? So you got thousands of white folks on the internet. And I'm not making this shit up. Y'all have seen it. They are at their wits' end, outraged and ready to string Trump up, because like I said, man, it's all good when you can sit back, hee ha ha at other people's expense. But now, y'all seeing what it really is, you know what I'm saying? So as Trump continues to run this country into the ground, while some of y'all saying, yeah, you got to break a few eggs to make an omelet. I don't know what the hell type of omelet he whipping up, man, because, but like I said, man, there's a lot of poor white folks in this country, believe it or not, that rely on SNAP benefits. It's not just black folks. Far more white folks. And now y'all talking about y'all regret voting for him. Now y'all, when it start to hurt y'all, now you regret it. And that's karma, So y'all don't have to believe in karma, whether you believe in it or not. It comes back to you, man. Evil, wicked people, hateful people, they miserable any damn way. A lot of the people that's, like I said before, it don't matter how much money they making. what type of car they driving, what community they live. They miserable. Because if y'all weren't, y'all wouldn't be lashing out at other races like y'all do. So it got to be something inherently in your spirit, you know. It's got to be a reason why you're inherently hateful, and it's the karma of your ancestors passing on that hate, you know, them hateful beliefs, the racism, you know what I'm saying? And whether or not you openly, because most of y'all white folks y'all don't have no power, you know what I'm saying? Politically, yeah, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you know, like I said before, if you're not in that 3%, you right in the meat grinder with the rest of us, you know. So y'all think y'all had, you know, some moral superiority, and y'all like to stand on a soapbox, you know, talking about superiority, woo woo, you know. At the end of the day, I told y'all, man, Trump don't care about y'all either, you know. Just your vote. That's about it. So once he got in there, he gonna do what the hell he want to do, and that's cater to, like I said, rich elitists, his rich cronies. He don't give a damn about y'all. Not the MAGA farmers, you know, not the MAGA pastors preaching this bull, you know, not the everyday racists, you know. And like I said, man, you know, we are enslaved to these corporations at the end of the day. But there are ways to fight back. You know, be prejudicial about how you spend your money, where you spend your money, you know. But so while a lot of people think, you know, just because you don't, you know, you're not walking around with a KKK, you know, tat on you, or a Confederate flag, you know, plastered in your front yard or whatever. It's the way y'all vote. And y'all know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Racism comes with a cost. And when you get somebody like Trump in office who don't give a damn about race when it comes to, like I said, he caters to rich elitists. So y'all starting to feel it now, you know. So keep thinking karma ain't real, even though deep down y'all know it is. Y'all know it is, and y'all know it's a day of reckoning, you know. And I pray for, you know, everybody else in this damn country while y'all see racist white America imploding, like I said, and pretty soon self-cannibalizing. You know, first they gonna target other races, obviously. But at some point, they're gonna turn on each other, and self-cannibalization will start to play out, you know. So, you know, like I said, man, black folks, we've been maintaining for hundreds of years under this construct, under worse circumstances, mind you, far worse. If y'all think we not gonna get through this, y'all got another thing coming. So the people who was jumping online, like I said, with the he and ha, you know, ain't karma a bitch. No ops left Skano. You already know.